Good morning and welcome to Immigration Fridays. My name is Rumbi from Tulia. I am just a little bit early today, but yeah, I'm here. It's a sunny Friday morning here in Coventry. Good morning. Great. I haven't been live for a while. Have done quite a lot of pre-recorded videos and information on Friday, but today I've come on live. Hello, I'm Miss Magidi. How are you? Good morning and welcome. Good morning. Yeah, today I'm talking about a couple of things, but mainly just the topic for today is about some home office delays. But if you've got any questions or anything else that you want to ask, I'm here. I can answer them this morning. Good morning. Good morning. That's great. Brilliant. Yeah, so good morning. My name is Rumbi. I'm from Tulia. We're based here in Coventry. And every Friday, we cover some topics relating to immigration. And today I'm just here. I'm going to take some questions, but I'm just going to answer some of the questions that we've had, most issues that we've been seeing, which is around home office delays. So this is mainly for people who are already in the UK. I know we have so many people who are arriving, new arrivals coming on the work visas. So there's a lot of questions around that. But today I'm talking mainly to people who are already in the UK. Thank you so much, Fikele. Thank you. That's great. Thank you so much. So yeah, so I'm talking mainly for people who are here in the UK or people who are making other applications rather than skilled worker visas. The skilled worker visas are lovely. They're exciting. They're coming through quite fast. We're not experiencing delays anymore around that. But everyone else is experiencing a lot of delays. And someone said to me, oh, I am so frustrated because the people who are coming, the new people who are coming, it seems their things are moving a lot faster than us who've been here for so many years. And it can be quite frustrating, isn't it? That the UK is trying to get workforce in, people to work. So, of course, that's moving quick and it's smooth. But for people who've been here long term, or those people who are renewing their visas on the 10-year route or on the 20-year route, 20 years long residence, things are moving a lot slower. People who are on asylum, people who are failed asylum seekers, there's still a lot of people in the UK who are going through that. So as much as we do work with new entrants, we also do quite a lot of work with long-term overstayers and also people who are on long routes to settlement in the UK. So as of now, as I'm speaking right now, the Home Office is experiencing so many delays in UK visa applications from overseas posts. And this has come around because of the processing times have increased because of the invasion of Ukraine on the 24th of February. It seems quite a long time ago. So much has happened. So since the invasion of Ukraine, the processing times for applications have been increasing. And as you may be aware, the Home Office is prioritizing the processing of UK visa applications for Ukrainians who are fleeing the invasion. So this has caused a ripple effect of delay to everyone else. It's also caused delays to people who've been waiting. And this is now compounded. If you could think, there was COVID pandemic, which caused a lot of delays because Home Office officials were working from home. There was a backlog built up because of COVID. Then there was Afghanistan, because there was trouble in Afghanistan and they needed to process visas for people from Afghanistan. And then now we've got Ukraine. So you can imagine the delays. So, and as we approach summer as well, there's also an increase in demand for UK visas. So priority services were temporarily suspended since March 2022, and as a result, the processing times are expected to exceed the 3 weeks that from the appointment date, which is what was expected. So spouse visas, we're seeing that they're taking a long time for people to bring in their spouses. I've said the skilled workers, they are taking about 3 weeks. They're not taking much longer, but all the other visas are taking a long time. And they're advising the time frame to be about 6 weeks, but we're seeing that it's a bit longer. So because of this, the Home Office has shifted resources to deal with the crisis in Ukraine, and so it's created a backlog in other areas. So it's really frustrating for people, but there are things that you can do. And so if you do have visas, even in the UK, people who have made applications for extensions, people who've made applications for indefinite leave to remain, they're taking a long time. The longest that I have seen, which we've been chasing up and doing pre-action protocol letters and things, it's about 2.5 years, 2.5 years delay before you get your visa. So people who are already in the UK, the delays are terrible. And this has such an impact on people's well-being, their mental health, traveling, ability to work. It's extremely frustrating. But it is the situation that we find ourselves in. So the processing times are quite high. Good morning to anyone who's joining. I'm just giving a quick update on Home Office delays for those who are in the UK or for those who are coming into the UK. So the applications here, the Home Office have said that they're going to increase for people who are in the UK making applications for extensions or for leave to remain. The increase is from 12 weeks to 24 weeks. Those are the current processing times. 24 weeks is 6 months approximately, isn't it? But it's not taking that short, to be fair. It's actually taking a lot longer. It's taking a lot longer. The Home Office have issued out information about that and advised people not to make irreversible plans. So don't book flights if you're waiting for your visa, accommodation, and just take into account the visa delays. Because we're coming into summer, I know a lot of people want to travel. So people who've made their applications, it is quite frustrating for them. So I would advise people not to make travel plans. Don't buy tickets. We usually have people coming to us, is there anything you can do? I've already bought my tickets. I need to travel. I've made plans. Don't make plans before you got your visa in your hand. If you have emergencies like sickness, family sickness, funerals, those are exceptional. They're compassionate circumstances, and there are things that you can do. So if you're waiting for your visa, you can, there is things that you can do where there's a delay and you need to travel. So I'll go into those a little bit later, but there's also delays for British citizen passports. I don't know if you've seen that in the press. There's been a lot of press coverage of people facing holiday cancellations and disruptions due to the waiting time for passports. So, hey, the delays are everywhere. And the backlog in the passport processing is as a result of, not because of COVID apparently, it's just demand, because people have not been able to travel, people have not been able to visit, so they're now applying for passports. So the demand is more than 5 million people delayed in making applications for passport due to COVID, because there was a restriction on travel. But now everyone's rushing to make their passport application. So for British citizens, if you're intending to travel, check your passports now as you get ready for summer. Check the validity, especially children's passports, people with British passports. Make sure you check your passport so that you make your application early. Her Majesty's Passport Office anticipates 9.5 million British passport applications will be made this year. And in March, apparently more than 1 million new passport applications were made. So if you're a British citizen, please just be aware of that and be wary of that and make your applications early so that you don't have problems when you're intending to travel over the summer. Right. Yeah, I feel like I'm talking to myself because I am actually, isn't it? I'm talking to a phone. So I'm just giving some quick updates. If you do have any questions or comments, please just drop it in the chat. Just say hi and just drop something in the chat so I know that I'm not talking to myself. So for those who are just joining us, I'm doing just a quick live. Every Friday we do a live discussion on, not a discussion, just an update on some issues around immigration law, which affect migrants who are in the UK and sometimes migrants who are coming to the UK. But today I'm mostly just talking about people who are in the UK, who've made applications for family members to join them, or people who are extending their leave to remain, or people who are waiting for asylum interviews, or people who are making applications for British passports. So it covers quite a lot of people, but it's just about delays in the Home Office. And so what people will ask is, what can we do? Because people come to us when they need us to help. They've got to travel urgently. They've got to do something. So they come to us when there is a problem. What can you do if you are experiencing these delays? So you can, one thing I would say obviously is don't make plans, urgent travel plans, but if your application has been pending for a long time, you are allowed to continue working. If you had permission to work before, you're allowed to continue on with all your rights, that you have access to accommodation, ability to work, because the employers can do a right to work check. So it shouldn't really affect you when you're waiting for a decision whilst you're in the UK, in terms of how you live and what you do. But what can affect you is your right to obviously travel. And if you've been waiting more than 24 weeks and you've made an application to the Home Office, in time application that's not complicated, go and see your local MP. And that's the first thing. Ask your MP for help, and go and see your local MP. They can write to the Home Office and challenge the Home Office because of the service times that they've told us that it's risen from 12 weeks to 24 weeks. So your MP can write to the Home Office on your behalf. If that doesn't help, you can come and see people like us who are solicitors or other legal advisors who are who can give you immigration advice. So what we can do is write what's called a pre-action protocol letter to the Home Office challenging the delay. We call it a PAP, and we write to the Home Office to say that your delay is unlawful, it's unreasonable, and it's affecting people in this way. So we could write letters for you, which are called pre-action protocol letters, and that can help to trigger your the Home Office to make a decision, or at least even just to look at your application, because it can really cause a lot of problems. And it affects people, you know, not being able to, it damages their health, mental health. The delays in the Home Office are so bad in terms of how they affect people. You know, people may not be able to travel to see their sick family members, and that will be the last time to see them. They may not be able to go and bury loved ones. It doesn't allow them to have closure. And losing jobs, because some employers will fire people because of they're waiting for immigration decisions. So you can actually challenge the Home Office by way of judicial review. And that's what I talked about initially, the pre-action letter, which set out why you believe the delays are unlawful. And the Home Office have got 14 days to reply. And in some cases, this letter gets things moving. If there's no reply or no promise to make a decision within a reasonable time, you can take the matter to the courts. So there are things that you can do. And it's important for migrants to know that you're not helpless. You're not at the mercy of the Home Office. That's why the rule of law is good, and that's why there are courts and there's a judicial system that can help you. Because the Home Office sometimes feels that they're above everybody else and nobody can do anything to them because it's a privilege to be in the UK. But no, you can challenge arbitrary decisions like that. You can challenge delay. And so sometimes you'll get a decision, but that's great. But it might not be enough if you've suffered financial or emotional losses as a result of the delay. And there have been cases that have gone to the Court of Appeal. There's a case called Hassan versus the Home Office and Keita versus Hungary. And these cases, they've held that you might be entitled to compensation for delays in your immigration status being resolved. So you may be able, I know in the case of Hassan, he was granted stay and he should have just received his biometric enrollment card, right? Which should just take a week or two. But guess how long it took? It took, I think, almost 2 years for him to get his biometric enrollment card. So even though his B permit, even though he was given leave to remain, he didn't have evidence of it. And this was because of Home Office delays. And I have seen that a lot of times. So this case called Hassan versus the Home Office, it confirms that the Home Office may be held liable in negligence for unreasonable delays in providing visa documents, and that the upper tribunal can award damages in such claims. So that's that's something else that you have. And so get a good lawyer, go and get advice about that, and challenge the Home Office. Don't just take things lying, just take them because the Home Office think that they can do anything. So certainly that's an area that we can assist in. And also we can assist with pre-action protocol letters. And also you can go to your MP if you feel that the Home Office is taking too long. So yes, that is a very quick update on people who are experiencing delays with the Home Office. Delays in asylum interviews are almost like 2 years backlog. So if you're an asylum seeker and you've made an asylum claim, you haven't had a decision, and you haven't had a decision. Some people haven't even had an interview, and they've claimed asylum in 2019. If you've been waiting for 1 year, just 12 months, and you've claimed asylum and you're waiting for an interview or a decision, you can apply for permission to work. So you can apply for permission to work. And what that permission to work does, it gives you permission to get a job in a shortage occupation. So now, because carers are on the shortage occupation, it's easier for people to get jobs, because before they were the shortage occupation list was not as wide as it is now. So virtually everybody can basically get a job as a carer, as a sub, or any other occupation that's on the shortage occupation list. So if you are an asylum seeker who hasn't had a decision for 12 months or more, you can apply for permission to work. And I'm going to ask Farhana just to put a link to the Home Office website in the chat on applying for permission to work. We can help you with that, but it is something that you can do yourself. You can write an email, send it to the Home Office. There's no need to say, because I can't afford a lawyer because I haven't been working, I can't apply for permission to work. You can apply for permission to work because you can send an email yourself which asks for permission to work. It's not very difficult, and as long as you can speak English and write, then it shouldn't be a problem. But if you can't speak English, then there are quite a lot of charities and organizations which can help. We support people and help them if you need that type of help, but we can also refer you to other local organizations and local charities that can help you to apply for permission to work if English is not your first language, or you can't read or write or send an email. I've worked with Zimbabweans for quite a long time and take for granted that sometimes I think everyone can write English, but obviously not everyone can write English. So yes, that's important. So Farhana has put, there's a comment in the chat where you can write and ask for permission to work. That makes the waiting a little bit better, you know. If you can work, earn some money, it's better than just waiting and waiting and waiting with no end in sight. So for people who are claiming asylum, who've done it, who've been waiting for 12 months, you can make an application for permission to work via the email that's in the chat, which is aomptw@homeoffice.gov.uk. And you can actually then get permission to work in a shortage occupation. So that is something that is available. That's available there. Right, I've got a question in the chat from Saeed. Thank you, Saeed, for asking a question. You need a UK work permit. Would you help me if I complete my IELTS, your English? So, yes, you can. We at Tulia, we provide advice and assistance and support for migrants in the UK, but also for migrants who are coming to the UK. So we're a community interest company. Part of our work is providing support in the UK, people in crisis, people who are homeless, people who don't have regular immigration status. But we also do some trading work. So we provide advice for sponsors who are applying for sponsorship licenses, and we can help them in the process. And we also help some of our clients to recruit staff. So we do signpost people, we help them. So if you do have all your papers, Saeed, and we do have vacancies, we will post them. If you follow us on Instagram and look out on our Instagram stories, we often post on there, or WhatsApp stories, or even on Facebook. So we're not actively looking for people because there are many people who are looking. But if you are looking, then look out for adverts, and we will have them on from time to time, where we are looking for people on behalf of clients or for any of our businesses. So yes, certainly look out for any posts that we put up, and we will. There are many people who are searching for employment from all over the world, and so when we do have vacancies and we're advertising on behalf of our clients, just do check out for any vacancies that we can put out, send your details, and we will refer you or pass them on. So it is something that we do, and we can assist with that. So thank you for that question. That's great. Thank you everybody for listening. Please share this video, please like, and just share with anyone who you know who's waiting, who's intending to travel and doesn't have their travel documents, who is just in a quandary. Which is often what's happening now with people who are waiting for resolution of their immigration status. I was talking to someone yesterday. They were so frustrated because it's been 23 years in this country. They've made their application on 20 years long residence. They made it in 2019 before the pandemic, and they haven't had a decision. And they were saying it's not fair because my cousin has just come and, you know, they've got a 3-year visa. They're working. I've been here for 23 years, guys, and it's not fair. And life's not fair sometimes. It does happen, you know, and it is very frustrating. And I can totally understand the frustration. Totally, I can. And I know that to get papers in this country is absolutely... it's painful. I remember, I know, you know, no one's supposed to sell papers and things like that, you know, but I just remember how much money I spent when I got my indefinite leave to remain. And I realized that over the years, I had spent so much money. Like, it's a mortgage, it's a deposit for a house and half a mortgage on how much I had spent to stay in the UK in terms of home office fees. I didn't have to pay legal fees, but for people who've paid legal fees, you know, it's a lot of money, tens of thousands of pounds that people spend to get their indefinite leave to remain, or even just to get that 2.5 years to be able to stay in the UK. So I know how painful it is, and I've journeyed with many people where it's very, very painful for them to stay in the UK. So it's not easy. It's very, very difficult, but we thank God for open doors of opportunity now for people who are coming in, and for those people who have been here for a long time. Let's keep pushing, keep pressing in, and make those applications. And I don't like to say to people, be patient, but you know, sometimes that's all you can do. But you can challenge if you've been waiting for applications that you've made and you've made to the Home Office. I've talked about how you can challenge Home Office delays through pre-action protocol letters, campaigning, going to your MP, highlighting the challenges that you're having, highlighting the areas that you have. And we are trying right now, we want to do some research on the impact, emotional impact, psychological impact of Home Office delays. And so I'm hoping that we're going to be able to do that and just show how Home Office delays really affect migrants, because it is not very good. So campaigning, bringing it to light, bringing it on film is what brings about change. I know some people have asked. I used to do a show called Rumbi's Show on here, talking about some of the issues that migrants face, and I'm currently working on a different format because I think film is really, really powerful. So I'm working on documentaries that highlight some of the plights that that migrants face. So yeah, it's a different format, done differently, but same mission, to send out our voice in different ways. So around delays, it's important for our stories to be recorded and to show them so that we can get more people to be aware of what's going on, because the policymakers, decision makers, they don't know if we don't tell them. If we keep quiet and we just say, no, wait, our Home Office, that's what happens, then of course it will keep happening. But where we're able to advocate, lobby, make noise, use different methods, then we can bring about change in so many different ways. So if you have experienced delay with the Home Office, if you are experiencing delays, if it's impacted you, your mental health, your emotional well-being, if you've missed out on really important things that have affected you, like some people won't get closure over grief, which then affects their mental health, affects their relationships. There's a ripple effect that happens. So people have been sectioned because of delays in the Home Office. You know, the issue of Home Office can cause you to become unwell mentally, because if you're waiting for decisions for 15 years, it can really affect you. So if you have been affected, if you've got a story to share and you want your story to be able to be the voice of many other people who are waiting, please do contact me on info@tulia.org.uk. And we can definitely see how we can incorporate you in our documentaries and the research that we're doing, because it's important for the voices to be heard. And we are not going to keep quiet. We're going to keep speaking on behalf of those who cannot speak for themselves and who are afraid to speak for themselves. So if you do have a story on delays with the Home Office, please do share and let us know your experience. So thank you so much, everybody, for listening. Have a wonderful weekend and hope you have an amazing get ready for the next week. We've got a 4-day weekend, so I'm looking forward to that. The Jubilee, we'll be celebrating the Queen, and we'll be having a nice time in the UK. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the sunshine. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.